So I'm recording this video shortly after watching Duke shock America in the worst way. They just lost to Houston in the Final Four game that would have sent them to the national championship game. And everybody and their mama thought Duke was for sure going to win this matchup. And so many of us believed they would go on to win the national championship game. You feel me? It felt like the perfect story. They're led by Cooper Flagg. He's about to be the first pick. He just became the fourth freshman to ever win the Wooden Award, which is basically the MVP of college basketball, and it just seemed perfect. But nope, they just sold the game versus Houston in a complete choke job, literally scoring one field goal in the last 10 minutes. And today, we gotta talk about it. And I can't even lie to y'all, this video will probably reek of recency bias. You feel me? I'm recording this shortly after Duke lost. I'm not too happy about it. And the fact of the matter is that, bro, this team that had several five-star recruits, several five-star players, this team that's dominated for majority of the season and is about to send several players to the NBA this year, just got eliminated prematurely in the eyes of many. And between the many things we can point to, the many topics of discussion, today we gotta focus on one player, and that is Cooper Flagg. Because yes, he's an amazing player. Yes, he's absolutely gonna be the first pick, and he's been hooping in March Madness. Even yesterday versus Houston, he filled up the stat sheet. We're talking 27 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks, and smacked 3 threes. So I'm not trying to pretend as if he's been some no-show. He has not been that by any stretch of imagination. But unfortunately, yesterday he showed a reoccurring theme that he's been showing this season at Duke. And this is simply the fact that he hasn't been very clutch. Like when it comes down to it and they put the ball in his hands, hey Cooper, bring us home, he is folded. And today we're going to break it down because there's several instances for this. You feel me? We cannot ignore this any longer. So yeah, bro, y'all let me know what you think about Duke losing to Houston. Did they bust your bracket even further? Did they mess up your parlay, man? Be honest and just let me know how you feel about this whole situation. Because I know most of us felt like, man, they were going to win the Natty, for sure. But yeah, man, with that being said, really quick here. What's up, YouTube? Plug Speaks, back with another video. If you're new, first of all, welcome. Go ahead and sub. Also like the video if you enjoy. I upload quality basketball content and around the grind of 5K. So I most definitely appreciate it. I appreciate y'all boys a lot. But yeah, man, back to the video. I bet. So real quick disclaimer, very quick disclaimer. Again, this video is in no way saying Cooper Flagg is to blame for them losing to Houston the other day. My guy, he was easily Duke's best player yesterday. He was smacking threes. He was perfect on free throws. And he only turned the ball over one time. If anything, if there's really one player you want to put the blame on, it's Tyrese Proctor. Because yes, in March Madness, he's been hooping. As far as from the three-point line, he's been shooting lights out. But guess what? Yesterday, he went 0 for 4. It was easily his worst game of the tournament, maybe even his worst game of the season. So again, not placing the blame on Cooper in that sense. However, when you're the best player on the team, when you have these first pick expectations, when you're that guy, we expect the most from you in crunch time. And time again over the course of the season, man, Cooper has not had his best moments in the clutch. That is objectively true. First example was the third game of the season versus Kentucky. You feel me? Primetime matchup. 2 blue bloods. Everybody's watching. And in that game, Cooper honestly played pretty well. We're talking 26 points, 11 rebounds, shot 47% from the field, just doing everything he needed to do. That was until the final 20-ish seconds. Game was tied 72-72. He goes to make a move to try to put him up and loses the ball. Just literally loses the ball as he tries to make a move. Turnover, boom. Kentucky has the upper hand. And then Duke actually gets another chance to try and maintain some life with less than 10 seconds left, and Cooper loses the ball again. I mean, it was just completely a meltdown down the stretch. But you know what? This was only the third game of the season. Maybe it was too early to make any wild claims. He's still filling out the college basketball scene and things of that nature. It's whatever. Okay, cool. 3 games later versus Kansas. Same scenario, similar situation. Down the stretch, and over the course of the game, Cooper had been playing pretty well, but when it came down to crunch time and they gave him the ball to try and do some, he goes to the same move he did versus Kentucky, going to a spin move, trying to, I guess, get a bucket in the paint, and he just turns the ball over. It was damn near the same exact play we saw versus Kentucky. It's crazy. But you know what's crazier? Between this blunder and the next late game meltdown that would eventually come, the fact of the matter is that Duke is just so dominant that most of their games were not close at all. They won so many games by 20 plus, some games by 30 plus. And so there weren't many situations where Cooper even needed to show his clutch side of things or even tap into his clutch gene. But the next time there would be a late game meltdown would come versus Clemson. And this one is very controversial because in this game, he didn't play that well to begin with. He shot 35% from the field, had like 2 or 3 turnovers. But the only reason the game was even close down the stretch was because Cooper Flagg was completely taking over, knocking down tough shots in the fourth quarter, pulling up from 3, and really just showing he's taking ownership. But see, when it came down to Duke having a chance to actually win the game, only down 2 with about 20 seconds left, they put the ball in Cooper Flagg's hands, of course, their best player, and he slips as he makes a move to attack the basket. The man slips. I mean, sheesh, maybe the ball boys didn't do their job, maybe there was sweat on the floor, maybe there's water on the floor or whatever. But it just doesn't look good, especially because of the prior instances. Again, what we saw versus Kentucky and what we saw versus Kansas. And now because of what we saw versus Houston. Again, Duke's choke job yesterday was a collective effort. This meltdown is not on Cooper Flagg. But the ball was in his hands with a chance to put them over the edge. Very late game. I think there was about 20-ish seconds left. And he makes his move, goes for a fadeaway in the mid-range, and it's a bad miss. Mind you, this man was 8 for 8 on free throws. Not only was he getting calls, but he hadn't missed a free throw. So tell me, someone please explain to me, why not just attack the basket as aggressively as possible? You know they're gonna foul you. You might even get the and-one and ice the game. And I know I just made it sound mad simple. I'm not the one out there actually playing, but damn it. Bro, figure it out. Like, you're literally the first pick, bro. These are the moments. And these are the moments, and it just seems like time and time again, Cooper hasn't delivered. But yeah, bro, those are just some of my thoughts shortly after watching this meltdown versus Houston. And be sure to let me know if you think I'm tripping, man. Maybe the recency bias is winning here. But also let me know what you think about Duke's season and what Cooper Flagg has done this year. And with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all watching. Like the sub, share it, sub if new, all of that. I'm going to see y'all boys in the next one, and I'm out.